Although there was quite a commotion, the first day of the competition ended without incident. And unsurprisingly, the top scorer in this hunting challenge was none other than Shangli. I didn't expect such bravery from you. May I ask your name? A descendant of the Yinshang people, Shang Ziqing. Turn your head this way. The brilliance of your golden feathers perfectly complements your beauty. That's what truly befits the pearl of the grassland. That Yinshang remnant dares to touch our Xianling Dongluo so casually. Tomorrow's wrestling match, we can't let him keep stealing the spotlight. Why do I suddenly feel ashamed of being a man? I'm so dumb, really. I only knew she could flirt with girls, I didn't expect her to be this good at it. De Huang, am I Shang Ziqing absolutely unmatched in mounted archery? Young miss, must you be so flashy? At this rate, everyone will be targeting you in tomorrow's wrestling match. Oh right, I got a little carried away from all the excitement. Still, being a bit high profile is fine. Besides, by attracting all the hate, won't that make things easier for you? Are all archers just overpowered? They can fight close range, deal damage, and even tank? You're spouting nonsense again. The next day, just as expected, Shangli became everyone's target in the wrestling match, however. Wu Wudian Hao. Throw that Yinshang guy to the ground. You're the mighty warrior who can drag 3 oxen backward. 3 oxen strength? Not nearly enough. Whoa. As expected of the Qing noble lady who once shattered my cauldron body with a single palm strike. Are you looking down on me? Why are you still distracted during a match? I heard you only caught a rabbit during the hunt yesterday? Ha ha ha, so weak. If you admit defeat now, it's not too late. He keeps muttering something. I only caught the words hunt and rabbit. Is he warning me to take the match seriously or risk elimination? These Rome guys sure are straightforward, but he's right, I can't lose here. Fall. Or I'll have come all the way to the borderlands for nothing. Crap, I accidentally hit too hard. How do I say sorry in Rome language again? But saying it too stiffly might blow my cover. With that kind of divine strength, I admit defeat. You not dead. Good, go again. But maybe a smile will convey my goodwill? Yes, kindness brings fewer troubles. Did he just say that if I'm not dead, we keep going, fight to the death? He just admitted defeat. This guy's a total demon. Who would have thought the rabbit hunter would be such a wrestling monster? His chi and blood surged like a war god incarnate. And this Shang Ziqing was unexpectedly formidable as well. In the past, either of them would have been excellent picks, but now. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Speak, I order you to say it. There are distinctions between Huaxia and barbarians, just as there are between nobility and the lowborn, that's all. So in your eyes, I'm just a barbaric beast, the arrogance of the Huaxia people. Hi, Xianling Dongluo, the brightest pearl of the grasslands, the proud white eagle, why should I be looked down upon? Xianling Dongluo is whipping her slave again. Speaking of which, when she returned to the tribe earlier, she was ambushed by horse bandits, and saved by him. Yet he refused any reward or a centurion's post, choosing instead to stay by her side as a lowly stable hand. Does he really want to live his whole life as a slave? This Rome princess really has a nasty temper. Judging by his posture, especially his legs, he doesn't look like someone raised on horseback. Is he one of the Huaxia? Despite the drama, the trials concluded smoothly. In the end, both Shangli and I became 2 of the 5 chosen warriors and received the promised reward from the Xianling tribe. Unfortunately, Wei Dan didn't make it in the end. Beep it, if I weren't forbidden from revealing my Wei military armor out here, I totally could have won. Before tomorrow's final trial, we took the opportunity to examine the so-called sacred blood soil of the ancestors. It really is strange, just a handful of dirt, yet I can faintly feel a pressure emanating from it. Long-term resistance against that pressure would definitely strengthen the will, perfect for cultivation. The Xiaohao bone reacted to the soil, but it's not nearly enough, not even enough to wedge between its teeth. Wei Dan, do you know where the blood soil came from? I asked around, It's from the valley you'll be heading to tomorrow. According to oral tradition, 500 years ago, something strange happened in that valley. The king of the Rongs sent an entire army to investigate. Not a single one returned alive. Since then, the valley was named the Devil's Maw, abandoned by ancestral spirits. No one dared approach. Later, a few brave warriors entered the valley again. This time, they came back alive, and brought out that blood soil that enhances cultivation. So the Rong believe the valley is a divine trial bestowed by the spirits. Only true warriors can return with the blood soil. Upon closer inspection, the spiritual energy absorbed by the Xiaohao bone comes from the reddish powder mixed in the soil. Blood soil, huh? Could this red powder really be blood? But how could blood last 5 centuries in the wild? Then again, this is a high fantasy martial world. Logic doesn't always apply. One thing's certain, there's definitely a Xiaohao bone opportunity waiting in that valley. And so, after resting for a night and recovering our strength, Shangli and I, as 2 of the 5 chosen warriors, followed the shaman to the entrance of the legendary valley. Amid chants we couldn't understand, we officially set off. The initial passage was narrow, with bones scattered all over the ground. They didn't look human, more like the remains of beasts. The other 3 guys took off so fast, they disappeared in no time. This place does have a fierce reputation, so we better advance carefully, step by step. Fog, all of a sudden? When I looked from afar earlier, the terrain didn't seem like the kind to generate mist. It's getting foggy? I think I'm hearing something strange. I heard it too. Looks like there really are ambushers lurking in this fog, whether beasts or something else. Something else? What else could it be? Don't tell me it's ghosts or ghouls. We didn't find anything supernatural when we explored that tomb. Actually, it might really be ghosts. After our last tomb exploration, I looked up a bunch of texts. According to the records, some supreme grandmasters of ancient times died with unresolved obsessions. Their qi and blood didn't disperse and lingered as faint apparitions, causing strange phenomena in the world. I think this fog might be exactly that, a lingering obsession from some ancient grandmaster. Geez, scared me. So that's what you meant by ghosts. In a high cultivation world like this, that level of anomaly is still within reason. That strange sound just got closer. Shangli. Axe palm. That thing is fast. Don't worry, it's not getting away. This thing. Is it a wolf from the borderlands? Why does it have a cyberpunk vibe? De Huang, what is this cyberpunk you speak of? Clearly, that's a Mahist mechanical puppet. Why would a Mahist puppet show up here? No idea. If I remember right, these mechanical puppets act strictly according to preset protocols. They don't feel pain, never tire, and as long as they're not destroyed, they can fight tirelessly. These puppets aren't super strong, but they're freakishly fast. Dealing with them is a real pain. So with this many mechanical puppets around, the only option is run. Dead end? I expected trouble, but these puppets are way more vicious than I thought. De Huang? I was worried about hitting you guys, but since you're chasing me so persistently, then I won't hold back. 9 the arts, battle fury. They chomped me all over. If I didn't have fast recovery, I'd be done for. Huh, the Xiaohao bone is reacting? Shangli, let's head in that direction. I'll clear the way. Blossom cluster arrow strike. De Huang, keep up. Got it. De Huang. Humph, this place is perfect to block them off. Whip arm. Huh! What's going on? Those puppet wolves actually stopped in front of the stone pillars. Puppets follow preset behavior. Could it be that their creators didn't permit them to pass these pillars? Do these stone pillars have some kind of special property? De Huang, look, there's writing on the pillars. Here lies a huaxia. Burial. Ground? This is the burial site of a huaxia grandmaster? Meanwhile, seems to be inscribed in huaxia script. From the looks of it, could this be the grave of a huaxia individual? Huh, this is a valley protected by the ancestors of the Rong people. How could it possibly be a Huaxia tomb? I don't believe it. Dig it up and see. Who's there? The slave of Xianling Dongluo? You entered the valley too? Perfect timing. Dig up that tomb for me. That's the kind of dirty work a slave should do. The so-called Rome, hair tied back, robes open to the left, men with beastly hearts, crude and vulgar scum, and you dare defile my Huaxia ancestor? What are you saying? This is the resting place of a Huaxia Grandmaster. Barbarians who trespass must be punished. Since the mechanical puppets didn't pursue us, we were able to calmly explore the area. Shangli and I split up, and not far from the Grandmaster's burial site, I found a sheer cliff wall. Judging from the marks on the rock face, it looks like the so-called ancestor's spirit blood soil was scraped off from here. The Xiaohao Bone's response grew stronger. Something further ahead was calling to me. Could it be that I need to dig through this rock to enter the mountain? But to dig through this wall, I'd need to go without food or drink for centuries. Still, why is a Huaxia Grandmaster's burial site hidden in a secret land of the Rongbi tribes? De Huang, come over here. Humph? Though this tombstone doesn't bear the name of the Grandmaster, it does have an inscription. Bow 100 times, and sincerity shall be seen. I'm not sure what sincerity shall be seen refers to, but it's worth trying. That right? In wuxia novels, lucky encounters always start with this sort of thing. Might as well give it a shot. First bow. Second bow. Shanli? The stone only says bow 100 times. It doesn't say people can't take turns. Maybe if 2 people bow together, it's only 50 each. This feels a bit like the ceremony of bowing to heaven, earth, and the elders, doesn't it? Bowing to heaven and earth? Even when a lower officer performs the ritual, it's still considered bowing to heaven and earth, right? No. I didn't mean it like that. Then what did you mean? Is this some custom from your village? Nothing, just a little thing. Let's keep bowing. Second bow. Third bow. 99th bow. 100 bows. What's that sound? De Huang, look, the cliff wall in the distance. A stone door just opened. The mechanical puppets in the valley, they're the long-lost Sun Shadow series of the Qing Empire's Mahist, known for speed and agility, modeled after wolves. Escaping from their ambush proves the intruder's strength, and grants access to the second trial site. If Rongbi tribesmen see Huaxia characters and react with anger or intent to destroy, they'll trigger dangerous mechanisms. Only by bowing can the path forward be revealed. This place, it feels like a Mahist mechanical city. Could the Grand Master buried here have been someone from Moyuan? I wonder what's inside these stone pillars. They react to our footsteps and emit light, saving us the trouble of making torches. We're finally out. This place. It's filled with puppet soldiers? And they're all dressed in Qing-style armor. These soldier puppets look incredibly lifelike. Posed in pairs as if fighting to the death, it's unsettling. Their clothing varies. Clearly the creator was trying to express something. This pair shows a man in fine robes defeating one who's barely clothed. This one shows the barely clothed man defeating the armored soldier. At the center, a puppet wears royal robes, standing tall and commanding, while the others kneel in submission. It clearly represents a king. This mechanism likely tests whether the challenger agrees with the maker's philosophy. One of the secret records in my family's collection mentioned a hidden tomb of a Grand Master out in the wilds. I never expected I'd stumble into it through sheer luck with the Xianling tribe. And even more unexpectedly, that it would be that Grand Master. These kneeling soldier puppets, they resemble ones I saw before. There's something on that stone platform. Reward and punishment for merits and faults. So that's the test here. Many puppets have shackles or collars, punishment, while others wear crowns and jade, reward. These 4 puppets are unmarked. I guess it's up to us to assign them reward or punishment, but how do we judge them? The puppets we saw earlier already showed us the answer. This one deserves punishment. He's a noble who abuses the common folk. I see, then this one should be rewarded, a humble peasant who fights bravely on the battlefield. It worked? The sound of gears turning, looks like. Shangli. De Huang. Break it to me. What is this made of? It's too strong, I can't break it at all. De Huang, don't panic. A passage just opened up on my side, yours should have one too. A passage? Yeah, but who knows where it leads? That makes sense. I don't think this mechanism is hostile. It seems more like the maker is filtering those who enter. If I'm right, we'll find a way out eventually, maybe even gain something. A way out, huh? But Shanli, if anything feels off, don't rush in, I'll find you no matter what. You too, don't go charging in just because you've got ninely talent. I must find the way out as soon as possible. Just as I thought, if it's you, then this trial isn't really about reward or punishment, but whether one harbors a heart to destroy Qing. On difficulty, solitary wrath, 5 vermin. Your writings are still known today. And your hatred toward Qing, I can feel it clearly. There's writing carved on both sides of the tunnel walls, seal script. It seems to record the history of this mechanism city. I was born with the blood of the ninely. I knew it would be hard to break through my limits. But I had a talent for mechanical arts. To make a living, I joined the Moyuan of Qing. At the time, they paid the best. Soon enough, I became the youngest Grand Artificer in Moyuan, and my pay rose even higher. At Chancellor Lu's request, I led Moyuan in an attempt to upgrade the 12 Golden Titan of Qing. As powerful as they were, only Heaven's Seal cultivators could activate them, and even then it drained their life force rapidly, making long-term combat unfeasible. I modified the design so that just a few dozen Earth Seal cultivators working in sync could activate them. Chancellor Lu? Lu Bui? The owner of this mechanism city was actually a next-gen mecha designer, and born of ninely blood. But when the time came to reward my contributions, Lu Bui had just been ousted by King Qing. People said I was part of Lu's faction. Forget rewards, I didn't even get my salary. I was furious. No one, not even the King of Qing, gets to owe me wages. So I staged an accident, faked my death, and conveniently made off with a portion of Moyuan's treasury. But where to go next? I remembered reading about clues to the ninely legacy out in the wilds. After many twists and turns, I finally found this strange valley. Fog lingers here all year, and the soil is laced with strange red blood, which makes even the local wolves grow huge and feral. Eventually, I used puppet soldiers to drive the wolves away and discovered something, buried beneath the valley. What did he find? Just when it was getting good, why'd it cut off? What's this? To seek truth, there is only forward, no return. 100 paths of the schools, all converge to one. Just like Shangli said, if we keep moving forward, there's a chance we'll meet up again. I wasn't planning to backtrack anyway. This way I can gather more intel. Honestly, feels like I'm profiting from this. I can't believe the owner of the mechanism city was that Grand Artificer, and he faked his death? King Qing even wept back then, saying he regretted losing such a talent from Moyuan due to a moment of inattention. It really feels like reading a storybook. I have to know what happened next. There's another stele at the end of the tunnel? To seek truth, there is only forward, no return. 100 paths of the schools, all converge to one. So going forward means we'll get to see the rest of the story? 100 paths of the schools, all converge to one? Is that trying to tell us different philosophies can coexist peacefully? But I'm not here for the way. I'm here for the techniques that will help me take revenge. Unlocking the Benin path. Someone else? Aside from the first chamber, the rest of the rooms have been filled with puppet soldiers. Though they're no match for me yet, the deeper I go, the stronger they get. More importantly, for some reason, the deeper I go, the harder it is to stabilize my chi and blood. Every move costs more energy. Ineffective? My whip-arm attacks rely on external chi and blood. Guess that's not enough to destroy these puppets anymore. Doesn't matter, if one strike isn't enough, I'll use two. I have to find the way forward and reunite with Shanli. Finally broke through. Intruder has passed with force, activating the Dingmao path. What the? Someone else is here? That is, the final boss? judging by the design. Beep, that's definitely a Qing EU puppet. The pilot must be inside its chest. Meanwhile, fire thunder bites, upper diverges in 3, lower refuses union. Mountain earth strips yields to 2 and 4 corresponds to one of the 6 lodges. As I suspected, the formation still follows the 8 trigrams. As long as it's manhwa based, I can predict the puppet's next move. Fire marsh clashes, conquers 7, returns to 1. If this trigram triggers, then Heaven mountain escape, mountain thunder nourish, illusion and reality shift, retreat is shelter. Avoid position 9-4. The exit is there. Phew, if my calculations were off, I'd have faced a brutal battle. Could it be the Grand Artificer wanted to test one's calculation skills? Calculation test passed, unlocking the Icho path. Someone in the shadows? Don't tell me the Grand Artificer is still alive? But it doesn't seem hostile. If it were, it could have activated the traps and I wouldn't stand a chance. If I keep going, I'm sure I'll meet him eventually. There's more writing on the tunnel wall. Wait, no way, the Grand Artificer actually found the remains of a nearly Grandmaster from ancient times beneath this valley? I turned this burial site into my personal mechanism workshop. It became a dead zone from which no Rongdi ever returned. I just wanted to study my nearly heritage and the remains, to uncover a way to reach Heaven's Seal stage. I had no interest in outsiders, in this valley where time stands still. I don't know how many years passed, until one day, I met a man wounded and dying, who had fled into the valley. When he heard my Qing accent, he swore he would never accept help from me. I wasn't planning to help him anyway. But since he said that, I had to help, so I knocked him out with one punch. This Grand Artificer really does whatever he wants, huh? More writing continues. Today marks the 7th day since I saved that beepstard. He finally woke up. He refused to drink my medicine, so I had Jia 1, Jia 2, and Jia 3 force it down his throat. He was injured, sure, but not a single drop of my precious medicine was wasted. My medicine is top quality and expensive. A few days later, he was mostly recovered, still looked frail as hell, but when he moved, he could destroy a puppet in one hit. That's when I realized, this guy who looked ready to keel over at any moment, was a Grandmaster. His name, Han Fei.